close to your face, whatever. Just don't be like Mike and look off to the side and speak instead of speaking into the microphone.
Yeah. Whatever.
Will it be a problem if I give you a little kiss?
Well, that's the one I use the most, so it's covered in a lot of my spit, probably.
I mean,
Just a little kiss.
Great.
so you guys really just get right into it, huh?
Yeah,
Pretty
well,
much.
usually I just press record and I don't tell Mike that I'm recording.
I see.
Yeah. The first couple times we actually tried to like start it out like an actual.
Well, yes.
beginning.
So when we first started the podcast, it was like let's do an intro, let's say hello to everybody. But now it's like if we do that the same time every single time, like it's never gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
so
no, I agree.
might as well start it off right away with our Tesco insurance advertisement. You know.
Right.
Welcome everybody to the Breakroom Nachos podcast. If you can't tell already, we got a guest with us today.
Hi.
Speak up, you little dumb bitch.
Hi. How's it going? Did I just peek your mic?
It's Sean or Green, however, or Weeaboo, however you know him as.
Or yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Or Giga Chad.
Mike's new boyfriend.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's not go that far.
Hey, we were gonna save that for the end, but
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Good to have you on finally.
Thanks.
Most requested guest
Probably the only requested guest.
by Just Scorpion.
That's what I
by
thought.
just Scorpion. Okay.
Well, you know, we don't exactly get, people asking if we're going to have Joe Biden on the podcast.
Joe
like,
POTUS?
Joe POTUS, yeah.
More like Joe Mama.
Fucking got him. You really went loud there.
Nice.
Loud like Joe.
Joe who?
Joe Mama.
Oh yeah. Quiet.
Yeah. Mike, have you ever seen the live action Scooby-Doo movies?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You have.
At least the first one that came out with
Okay.
like Matthew Lillard, I think.
Yeah.
Is that the Shaggy guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only know him as Shaggy.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
So you saw the weird one where they're like on the desert island and they're like all fighting and broke up?
I don't know, man. It's
Like
been a long time.
It was like a tropical island. And like
Maybe.
Fred was like a douche skater or surfer guy.
Yeah, I don't really remember much about it.
Yeah, so, well, I was thinking about this at work today, so I felt like I had to bring it up because him and I watched them together, and I was like, I was almost certain you hadn't seen them, so I'm surprised you have. But I think it's really funny for the first movie, they decided, they had like a very clear formula when it comes to Scooby-Doo, like how to do Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And instead of doing that, they decided to have like this weird drama arc where like all of them are fighting over who's like the bigger part of the crew, and they're all like broke up and they go to some desert island and they're like they gotta like reconnect and like have this fucking coming together. And then the second movie, they just have like a normal Scooby-Doo like episode, but as a movie.
Well, except for the part where they have the weird flashback and then retcon like
the
Scooby-Doo
first
lore.
movie, yeah. But still, like, that movie was way better because it just stuck to what Scooby-Doo actually was instead of trying to do this weirdo shit.
Huh.
No, Scooby-Doo 2 is a banger. That's like a legitimately good movie, I think.
Huh. Scooby-Doo 2 you think is better?
Oh, absolutely
I
better.
have to agree.
Did they make another Scooby-Doo movie after that?
How many of them are there? Is there
5 or
4?
6.
Okay.
So, but there's only
They
2
get
with that
worse.
original cast.
Those are the only 2 good ones.
Okay.
After that, they did some weirdo shit. They made Fred have brown hair.
They did a different origin story, even though the second one already had an origin story flashback. So they retconned the retcon.
Shaggy had like an afro instead of shaggy hair.
Shaggy looks worse in every movie.
Weird. Okay, because at first I was going to say that maybe Scooby-Doo is the answer to the theory that there's no movie where the sequel is better than the original without them making further movies beyond a second.
Yeah, I guess that would have to be the exception. I mean, I think you'd be hard pressed to think the first movie was better.
Right, but it doesn't qualify because then they just kept making more movies.
Right.
Yeah. To be fair, they didn't keep making more movies until like 6 years later.
Oh,
So it was a totally different
And it was a different cast. Like even though it was like a sequential number, I don't know if you can really consider it like the next movie, but they did go with it being like the next one for branding purposes. So I think it still gets violated by your rule.
That's the only way it's going to sell, right?
Yeah.
yeah, you got to get that Scoob in there.
Yeah.
And then there's that thing where like Scooby-Doo looks progressively worse per movie. Like,
yeah, I don't know how.
What?
because like in the first two movies, they went like with like a semi-realistic, semi-cartoony Scoob, and he looked pretty good. But then like as the movies progressed, they made him more and more cartoony.
Oh no.
So he just looks more and more out of place per movie.
It was like if you started with Jim Carrey in The Mask, where you have that kind of cartoony but realistic look.
Yeah.
And then you started moving towards Roger Rabbit, where it's cartoons in the real world, but you stop halfway and it just looks awful.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, no good. But there's all. I always keep thinking of you're gonna know what I'm talking about, that one like production section in the DVD when they show like how they did Scoob.
Oh, yeah.
So there's this great scene in Scooby-Doo 2 where like Scooby and Shaggy go to a bar to like do some investigating.
Okay.
And like but like everybody in the bar they're all like villains that they've captured before.
Uh-oh.
So they have to like disguise themselves.
Yeah.
And so Scoob like dresses up as like he's got like this crazy suit on with like a giant afro on his head.
Okay.
Almost as big as Mack's hair, if you can believe it.
Okay, nice.
And so what they did for like the special effect of it, or like to generate it, is they took this woman, they put her like in the suit, and then they had this like white dome that like covered her entire head.
Oh my god.
And just like stuck out a solid like 2 feet.
What?
So like so then they could like put Scooby's head over hers.
Right,
and
right.
so when you look at the uncut footage of this woman just in this extremely uncomfortable suit with this giant like dome around her head, it's so goddamn funny.
He's just wobbling around.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say they put like a live dog in one of those like motion capture suits and just like
Like taught
recorded
it how to dance.
Yeah, like make it run around and do goofy shit.
Not because they needed to think he was human. So he was walking around the bar and everything.
Right? Yeah, makes sense.
I think it probably helps that the woman, she had to do these really exaggerated movements to keep it looking like cartoony. So she's just walking around and like flailing her head back and forth.
It looks really good. Like I did not realize that the suit part was like real.
practical,
Like I thought it
yeah.
was like part of the scene. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, Scooby-Doo 2. I recommend that movie.
Did you guys just recently watch this?
No, I was just thinking about it at work.
Okay.
I did a couple months ago. I was bored while playing video games. So I'm like, I'm going to watch Scooby-Doo again. And I have them on DVD. So I just watched the first and the second.
Nice.
And I was in the middle of something. So I let it autoplay and just watched all the behind the scenes stuff.
Nice.
Something that I thought was actually really interesting about that, out of all of the cast that has like real hair versus fake hair, you've seen the first one, so you can kind of guess, right? You know what they look like. 2 people had either like a wig or hair extensions, and the other 2 used their own hair. Who do you think had fake hair?
Oh gosh. Well, Shaggy probably uses his real hair, right?
Shaggy had hair extensions.
Nice. Okay. And then God, I don't even know the other characters' names.
Daphne, Velma, and Fred. Velma's the girl who always loses her glasses. Fred's the ascot dude, and Daphne's the
pretty one.
the girl.
Oh, okay. Why don't you just tell me
Okay,
who?
so Velma used her own hair.
Okay.
It should just happen to look exactly like the character. Totally nailed it. She's got that kind of bowl cut sort of look. And then Fred, played by Freddie Prinze Jr., also used his own hair. But because Fred's such a white, like stark blonde, white is in the hair, not the skin. But
I mean, he do be like that.
That too. He was bleaching his hair for the entire shoot, and by like halfway through the filming period, his hair started falling out because of how aggressive the bleach was.
Oh gosh.
So I think they might have given him a wig by the second movie, but yeah, the incredible job the like hair and makeup team did. I never would have guessed that Shaggy or Daphne were the 2 with fake hair.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures now. That's I like it.
I just assumed you were looking at porn,
Well,
which is what you usually do.
I mean, I'm looking at Scooby-Doo her. That's the title. That's the movie we're talking about, right?
Oh, no.
Scooby-Doo her.
He's got the wrong live action.
no.
Oh, wow.
Scooby-Doo her. I hardly know her.
There you go. Oh, man. Yeah.
I didn't ask if either of you wanted drinks.
Well, I have one in your living room, but I forgot to bring it.
Well, that doesn't help you. I'll take a water.
Okay.
And just watch Mac as he puts his water pitcher back in the fridge. Then if he forgets to cut it, it'll be really funny.
It's mangled penis.
I don't have the damaged cock. It's you.
I don't know why he doesn't wear his pants during the podcast.
I know. It's really awkward.
It's hot in here.
Well, it's actually more awkward that you're the only one wearing pants.
That's true.
But
should I? It's
However-
too late now.
However, we're the only ones wearing shirts, so that's
yeah.
Like you said, it's hot in here. What can I say?
Yeah. That's fine.
sometimes you got to whip your titties and your dickies out.
get that taint all nice and aired out.
Dude, it's important. It gets ranked down there.
Right? Get a little Fromunda cheese.
Fromunda?
Yeah,
Like
some
Fromunda?
cheese. Fromunda my nuts.
I hate it, but I love that.
Yeah.
All right, how's your day going, Mike?
My day is going good.
You go
Nothing-
to work today? You're not wearing your usual work stuff.
Yeah, I did work today. I'm actually wearing a nicer shirt than I normally do.
Huh.
I'm just
Yeah, it's just not your normal work shirt. So
No, I know.
It's confusing.
Yeah, I worked this morning. I actually got up pretty early for me. I was up at like, I don't know, 7:30 something. Yeah, and I normally don't get up that early.
I got up at 3:45.
Well, you always do that.
What time did you get up?
Today like 6, but that's also pretty early for me. I had a 7 a.m. dentist appointment.
Oh, I was gonna ask about that. Weren't you supposed to give Sean a ride home from getting his wisdom teeth pulled?
I did do
I
that.
did do that.
How did that turn out?
It wasn't as exciting as I was honestly hoping for. The anesthetics didn't fuck him up as bad as I was hoping. Because I remember when I got mine done, I was doing my vlogging back then. I don't know if you know this or not. I had a vlogging channel way back in the day.
I think you've mentioned it, but
I remember distinctly when I got my wisdom teeth pulled, I like vlogged while I was on my way home, like talking about how much pain I was in. I remember like I took the camera and I flipped it around to the mirror and I was like, look at how I look. Look at how swelled up I am. Not remembering that it's a camera.
Right,
It's going to
right.
film me without looking in the mirror.
Some real Mac after dentist moments right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Sean wasn't as fucked up.
Yeah. The worst I got was we went to IHOP to get milkshakes afterwards. And like a week later I asked Mac, hey, did we go to IHOP? Because I couldn't really remember if we had really driven that far. It's like 10 miles or so to the IHOP. And I'm like, I swear we went to IHOP, but it just doesn't fit right in my memory.
Yeah.
Well, so like the funny thing was like before we went to do the surgery,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, they recommended getting like a milkshake after doing it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, how about Steak and Shake? And he was like, well, that's a bit far. Cause like he was getting it done in the town that he lives, which is like 10, 15 minutes away from where I live.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, sure, we'll figure it out later. And so like he gets out of the surgery. I load him up in my car. They had me back into this like little back alley behind the dentist that was like ridiculously tight, like super hard to like. I backed my car into it, and like as I was backing my car in, I was like, if this was anyone besides me or any dad who backs in, like they would not have made it back here. It was extremely tight.
Right.
And so like he sits down and I pull out into the parking lot and I was like, okay, so did they go over some milkshake options with you? And he was like, nah, how about Steak and Shake? and so I was like, in my head, I was like, we had talked about that being a bit far.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to question this because he wants what he wants and he's in pain. So I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
So I drive there. Steak and Shake was like not open for the day yet because they're not doing 24 hours right now.
Okay.
And it was pretty early in the morning. So we went to IHOP instead, which was right across the street.
Across the street. Yeah. I questioned that earlier when you had said you went to IHOP and you were like, no, Steak and Shake was too far. And I was like,
no,
I'm pretty sure they're right across the street from each other. Nice.
It connects. But yeah, and the funniest, the only really funny thing that came out of that was like him like touching his numb lips, and he was like, my lips are so soft.
I keep forgetting about that, but
so I looked at him and I go, yeah, that's why it's so good to kiss you.
Right.
Wait, did you say that?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember like just trying to squeeze my lip like as hard as I possibly could and just not being able to feel any of it.
Yeah, no, I remember it too, or maybe it was a different surgery. I don't fucking know. But like I remember like feeling around my jaw, and it just felt like this big lump of meat attached to my face.
Face meat.
It's your skin and bones feel so weird when you can't like feel them through your nerves.
Yeah, that's
true.
Like you ever have those times where like you wake up and like one of your arms is just like so asleep it's completely paralyzed
all the time.
It's so weird. It's like you've got like a 10-pound lump of like fucking raw pork attached to your elbow.
Yeah, you wake up with dead arm.
Yeah,
perfect for stranger hand.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, absolutely. You just sit on your hand for a few minutes. It's fine.
Glad I don't need to explain that.
Yeah, no, I think we all get that.
I doubt we need to explain it to viewers either. They know.
One time I did happen to fall asleep laying on both of my arms.
I've had that happen.
And I had double dead arm. And
I had that happen.
I had to like
flail around. Yeah.
Like flip my body over without the use of my arm.
Yes, I had that happen too once. I sat up and both of my arms like flopped over.
Like, well, what do I do?
Yeah, I remember I did the same thing. I had to like swing my entire body to get the blanket off of me.
Yeah, it's bad.
The first time that happened to me, I like freaked out. I was like, what's going on? Why isn't my arm moving?
Right?
I thought I was going to have to get it amputated. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, you literally think that's going to happen.
Yeah. It's scary.
Can't say I've ever had that happen. That'd be very uncomfortable. I can only imagine.
Really? Yeah, no, it freaked me out the first few times, but now it's like one of those things where like if my arm flops forward and I can't feel it at all, I know I just gotta wait a couple of minutes.
Do you ever like fuck with it and like just hit it or like just play around with it?
I like grab it with my arm, like other arm, and like flail it around a bit just to like see how it feels, which is to say it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I'll like bite my finger.
Oh, you know what? I've done that too. It's like biting into like a raw sausage.
Yeah, it's really weird. And then as the feeling comes back, you're like, fuck, that hurt. Like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
I found some more dad pics this week.
Oh, you want to join us for a segment of Rate My Dad?
Yeah, did you guys have the first one last week?
Yeah, we did.
I was waiting for that. Dang.
Yeah. So we had the first segment last week. And then, I mean, we can just, all three of us can just rate these dads.
I was really hoping there'd be some dads for me to look at today.
Good. Yeah. You can rate as many dads as you want.
You know, on the topic of pictures, quick little tangent.
Yeah.
I know that you desperately want to see young Mack. Sadly, I did not take the time to find any pictures of young Mack.
I have doubts that you have any.
I'm sure I've got some somewhere. But what I do have is a story from, I went to Meijer on my way over here, and I saw somebody who looked, if you were to compress Mack from his birth until now into one person, this person looked exactly like him. They had an afro that was like shorter than his current one.
Okay.
As curly as his hair used to be, and also like the same color and texture that it used to be. But also like the face and glasses and everything was like current Mack. It was so weird.
Weird.
Huh. Interesting.
Anyway, let's see some dads.
Okay, well, remember we saw the picture last week of Bradley and his dad?
Yeah.
And their shirts. Yeah. His
Ty's son and Brad's dad.
Yeah. Well, here's the original picture.
Nice.
That's why the new shirt says Bradley's dad and not Brad's dad.
Oh, yeah, because Bradley doesn't go by Brad.
Yeah.
God, every time I think about that, small tangent, I just think about like the first time that he met our old boss Tom, And like Tom, for like the first like week he knew him, kept calling him Brad.
Yeah.
And so finally he corrected him and he was like, actually, I prefer to go by Bradley. And Tom was like, well, why did you say anything? Fucking Brad.
Fucking Brad. And then, yeah, he was like, yeah, from now on, whenever Bradley screws anything up, I'm going to just call him fucking Brad. Yeah, so I like that, the OG picture.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good picture.
So this is our friend Crystal's uncle. I want you to take a good look. A good look at this one.
He looks like a Gus Johnson
See
character.
a cigar? Oh, he does look like a Gus Johnson character. You're totally right.
He's got a gun strapped to his ankle?
Yeah.
Is that bandages?
I don't.
So for reference for everybody, he's wearing very short shirts, no socks, no shoes, no shirt. But he does have a gun strapped to his foot.
And a cigar in his mouth.
It looks like he was eating a chocolate cake and it like dribbled out onto his chin. It doesn't even look like a cigar.
I mean, he may have been eating some chocolate cake too. How do we want to rate him?
I mean, that's a solid dad right there.
I mean, you're not gonna fuck with that guy.
He gives off Matt dad energy. Like this is an army dad right here.
Army dad. I
Do you
like
rate
that.
based on like handsomeness or?
Well, so it's not like a number rating. We're rating based on dadly qualities.
Okay.
Well,
Like
yeah.
what dadly qualities can we?
I mean,
discern
if
from
you
this?
want to rate him on appearance, you're more than welcome
Well,
to.
I mean, if I were to like give him a numeric rating on dad energy, I'd give him a solid 7.
He does give off
Yeah.
some pretty heavy dad energy.
yeah.
He's like, and I don't want to cast any negative images on this gentleman, but he does kind of like remind me of like Kevin Spacey in fuck, where is it? What is it? American
Beauty.
American Beauty. That's it. Like not in a pedophile way, but like I'm thinking of like the scene where he's like working out in the garage.
Yeah, like the first time he worked out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
some very solid summation.
He looks like he would get along well with Hank Hill.
Oh,
Like,
definitely.
like, you know,
He's kind of like a mixture of shit. What's the fat one?
Bill.
Bill. He looks like a combo of Bill and Boomhauer.
I can see that.
He looks more charismatic than either of them, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
He's like Boomhauer was always good with the ladies, but you couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying.
Right.
So he's like a Boomhauer that you can like actually have a conversation with.
you can just imagine him though, like him and his buddies just hanging out at like the fence.
Oh, definitely.
Can I get a closer look at his face, actually?
Sure.
Sean's super into this dad.
Yeah, they're
Oh no, he looks way too much like my last boss. I don't think I have any pictures on hand, but he looks actually I think I do.
nice.
Sorry, one sec.
Oh, you're good.
Is he in one of your hentai discords?
No. For the record, if I'm in any hentai discords, I don't look at them.
That's a really good defense.
That's what something in a hentai Discord would say.
Forget it. I'll just keep scrolling. Let's rate some more dads.
Wow, that was a long time to wait for.
I'm sorry.
Literally
for
nothing.
nothing.
Wow, thanks a lot, Sean.
This is why I'm not one of the hosts of this podcast.
Okay?
This is why he needs you.
All right. So moving on to our next dad. This is a little bit of a dual segment. This will be rate my dad / rate my uncle, because this is Jess's dad, who is
Nice.
also her uncle.
Did she send this in?
No, I pulled.
Oh,
it up.
Jess. Sorry, I was thinking of Jess, our coworker.
No.
You mean Jess, who's part of an incestuous family?
Yes,
Which
yes.
she will love being referred to as.
Yes, Mike's wife, Jess.
So, since you haven't listened to a ton of the podcast, Mike's best friend is named Mike. And they have been friends since they were very young.
This is like the nudist beach Mike or whatever.
Okay,
Nudist
yes,
colony
you have
Mike?
heard this.
Yes,
You have
yes.
heard of this, Mike.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So his wife's name is Jess, and her dad is also her uncle.
I don't want to think about how that works.
You know, I feel like not telling the story is going to be better because
Yeah, that's fine. Why don't we just go ahead and rate him? I feel like he likes to attend a good business meeting.
I can feel that
Yeah, I
for
can see
sure.
that.
Like he seems like the one that was a bit too busy with business for family, to be honest.
Right? Oh, he just
Like always taking a call in the middle of Christmas dinner.
yeah, exactly. Walking in the door, having to pour himself a drink the second he walks in.
He gives me the same vibe that Tim Allen does after the Santa Claus movie.
That's very specific.
After the first,
Yeah, like he's smiling like someone who's learned how to love his family, but but at the same time, like he's got more lessons to learn, in Santa Claus 2 and 3.
right?
I didn't know you were such a Santa Claus trilogy connoisseur.
I don't know why. It's just the same energy that I get.
Okay, that's fair. Now that's the dad energy. What uncle sort of energy is he giving off?
Too happy to be comfortable in the same room as him.
I just feel like disconnected uncle. Like you're not that close with him.
Yeah. No. Again, because he's business.
He's all business, no
He's
play.
the business uncle. He's off. Like the whole family goes on vacation. Where's Uncle Bill? Can't make it. Got a business trip.
Right.
That's him. Exactly. God, we are just knocking these out of the park.
Rate My Dad is a great segment. We knew it was a great idea. These little babies didn't want to send in pictures, so we just violated their privacy instead.
So my friend Tim, who we rated his dad last week,
Yeah.
he was the one who we said he looked like a golf dad.
Yeah.
Tim asked me to now rate his stepdad and sent me a picture. So this is Lyle. This is his stepdad.
He's like a tree.
Yeah, he's a tall, skinny dude.
He's definitely a quiet dad.
Yeah, I was about to say he's like the quiet dad just reading a book in the study.
But he looks like he would have like a really good fucking joke every now and then.
I could see that.
Like he's just gonna sit there quiet, not saying an entire word during like a Christmas. And then he's just out of nowhere gonna like rip on somebody and it's gonna be hilarious.
I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
He's the kind of dad who you think that you're going to forget him as soon as like you leave dinner and stuff. But once that joke comes out, you're never going to forget him.
Right? Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I wasn't too sold at first, but that's a pretty good dad.
Hell yeah. Tim, we're all on board with Lyle.
So many different kinds of dads.
Right?
What a wonderful world we live in.
And then this one I had to go on Instagram because she frequently deletes her Facebook. But this is my friend Steph's dad. Got any
Big bar dad.
Bar dad?
Yeah. Bar dad.
I feel kind of bad saying this, but he looks like tries to make up for like, oh, that's not the right way to put it. Like the kind of dad who really, really, really wants to make sure that his kids knows that he loves them.
Okay.
Like he's always putting himself out there, always saying, "Hey kids, you want to do anything? You want to?"
I can see that. Like really trying to like remain connected to his children who are perhaps a bit estranged.
Okay. Do we think he's making up for his lack of parenting previously?
I feel like he had a close relationship when they were young, and he's just like trying to maintain that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I like the thing about the bar dad. Like he looks like he knows. He looks like he goes to the same local bar every week and knows everybody in it, and they all know him. And it's like there's John. That's him. He's here. Oh, someone's in John's stool.
Oh yeah.
You know, John's so much of a regular. I don't even know what his name is. I like that we're calling him John.
John's my stepdad's name, so you know.
Oh, that's just what most stepdads are named, right?
That's what I think.
Yeah. Because if not, they'd be your real dad.
And then you call them Dad, not John.
Right. Could you imagine that?
Just like all stepdads by default are named John.
You just call him John.
That's just like dad is essentially the name of like a title. Like that's your title within the family. Like if you have a stepdad, they're John. That's your John.
Yes. It's not their actual name. You're like, well, I'm just calling you fucking John from now on.
when I was little, when I lived in New Hampshire, and I lived out in the middle of nowhere, I had these neighbors who were super duper nice. And they would let us come over, and they'd feed us, and they'd let us play in their backyard and all this. But like they were my only neighbors for like miles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we talked about the neighbors, we would just call them the Purses. That was because that was their last name, Purse. So they were the Purses. So for a long time when I was a kid, I thought all neighbors like were called Purses, right? Like that was just the title for a neighbor, was a purse.
Interesting.
So whenever I talk to other kids about their neighbors, I'd be like, "Oh, what are your purses like?"
Well, and it's only absurd because a purse is also
the name of a handbag, right?
Yes. Like if your neighbors were like the Smiths, like it wouldn't be nearly as weird if you were like, "Oh, tell me about your Smiths." And people would be like, "What are you talking about?" But when you're like,
"Tell me about your purses,"
tell me about your purses.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Nice. I love dumb shit we thought of as kids.
Oh yeah.
Like that we thought was real.
I don't know when that I don't have a memory of like when that came into my mind as being false. I just know eventually I like looked back on it and I was like, "Oh, I was a fucking idiot. What was I thinking?"
Well, Meg, I may have told you this before, but I know I was like way too old when like I understand how the world works as the earth as a sphere, but like the concept of flying like west from Alaska to Russia seemed so absurd to me, and not going east like across all of the United States and Europe until you get to the right side of the map.
Well, it's not your fault with how maps are and stuff, but
right. I mean,
I get where it comes from. It is still stupid, but
yeah. Oh, it is. You know, I guess just, I don't know, maybe in my head I thought that like that Pacific Ocean was a lot bigger. So like,
I mean, it is a lot bigger than most people realize,
but yeah.
There are actually like parts in the Pacific Ocean where you could tunnel all the way through the earth and you would still be in the Pacific Ocean on the other side.
Damn.
It's a big body of water.
Yeah.
That's a big old thick boy.
Hell yeah.
That's a big old thick wet boy.
The best kind.
Yeah. Mack, any of your little weebs got questions for us?
They haven't submitted questions. Well, I actually don't even remember if we have any of them.
I think I submitted one, but you probably answered that last week. I don't remember when I submitted it.
We haven't answered questions in a little bit.
Mike continually keeps asking me to ask you a question, and I don't think you necessarily want to answer it.
How about you ask the question and I'll answer if I think I want to.
Okay. Mike's been dying to know what your most awkward sexual experience is. And he said he would be willing to share his with you.
Well, that's a good trade-off. I'm trying to think. To be honest with you, I don't think I've had that many awkward experiences.
You mean you haven't had that many experiences?
You're just trying to break the microphone. Now you noise polluted into both of our mics.
You made a chode in the waveform.
Oh, yes. Chode is such an underused word.
Let me think on that and I'll get back to you if I think of anything funny.
Okay.
So Sean's question was, will you learn the car shearer dance before the next podcast? And I don't even know what that is.
I have no idea what that is.
The answer is no.
Okay.
Cool. It was probably meant to be like a request, but I assume you don't pre-screen these at all.
I mean, I do. But I didn't know what it meant at the time, and I didn't do any research because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Noah did ask a good one. What do you think the best way to murder then hide the body is? Asking for a friend.
Ooh. The best way to murder and then the best way to hide the body.
A lot of people say like icicle because then there's no murder weapon. But if you stab someone with an icicle, you're going to have a lot of blood.
Yeah. See, that's what I was about to say. Like, people think cleaning up blood is easier than it is. Like, I listen to a lot of these like true crime videos, and it's like a lot of the time they get caught because there's like even when they clean, there's evidence that they cleaned and then they can find residuals. Right. So a bloodless way is probably the best option if you can do like poison or like suffocation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then the next stage is like getting rid of the body.
Yeah.
Which is never easy.
No.
Incineration is a good one, but it needs to be like a really high temperature to like deal with the bones.
Yeah, it like you need to actually like have an incinerator.
Yeah.
Not just like, well, I'm going to light a fire out back and throw the body in there.
Right.
That doesn't work.
What what if you like but this would be a problem with the blood. I was gonna suggest like, what if you just like had a barbecue and told everybody you were cooking them steaks, but it was actually all just the meat of the person you killed, and then like, it all got dealt with and digested.
You're not eating steak, you're eating Steve.
Right. right. But then, the whole butchering process would create a pretty big mess too. Acid's a pretty good option.
I think that's probably the best one.
That's a lot of acid. You're going to need a large quantity.
There's the issue. Like you need industrial acids and you need a large volume of it. And that is not easy to get your hands on.
Right. Step one, have a friend who's into chemistry.
What are you talking, Breaking Bad?
Well, yeah. If you've got a friend who's a chemist, by trade or by hobby, then you just say, oh, I'm spending the weekend with them. And you hang out with them, and then hey, maybe you could work with them to, if you can tie them into it, then you get them to make a poison or something. If you can help your chemist friend kill this person that you're trying to kill, then you could easily hide the body.
He's just reciting the plot of Breaking Bad. I'm just saying, like, you're talking about ricin and acid, like.
Well, if it works, it works.
But no, you're right though. Like, if you could get the acid and like the proper volume to store the body in, and it needs to be like a decent strong acid, right? Because some of them will like reduce it to like a sludge that is still identifiable.
Yeah,
you got to make sure that it's like still like you have to then discard the acid sludge.
Yeah,
with human remains inside of it.
Steve Smoothie.
Where would you dump it? Just in the ocean?
Yeah, probably just in a large body.
Like, you can't do the sewer. That's no good.
No, you can't do a lake. I mean, you could. Well,
you could do a lake.
You
can't do a pond.
No, it'd have to be like Lake Michigan or something, where you can like go out to the middle of it and just weigh that thing down, and no one's ever gonna find that.
Well, you're gonna toss the whole barrel down? I was talking about like dumping the barrel.
Oh no, I guess I thought about this more. The body was gonna be wrapped up, and then I was gonna like padlock like weights to it so it didn't float.
Oh, so you're thinking of a different. I was still on the topic of acid. Like after it's like sludgified.
Oh no, I'm just getting rid of the body.
Okay. See, like that would work if you were in the middle of somewhere like Lake Michigan or like Superior or something like if you find like one of the deep spots, like the chances of them ever being found before they've like degraded to the point of not being able to recognize them.
Yeah, they're
that's
not
never happening.
No.
But then you have the issue of you've got purchase history, and if you're at like a Walmart or something, you're on video buying all of this suspicious body weighing stuff. And the three of us can never use any.
Why can't he just grab some of his old high school yearbooks or something? Like those things weigh like 40 pounds.
I mean,
the police aren't going to be like, you don't have any yearbooks. That's awfully suspicious.
You seem like you were buying body weighing supplies at Walmart.
Like you could just like buy a bunch of bricks and then do a small construction project in your home.
Yeah.
And then you have a perfectly valid alibi, and like they're not going to notice that like 5 bricks just happen to be missing.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, if you're building a fireplace, burn the body.
We already talked about it wouldn't get hot enough.
It's not hot enough. We've discussed this.
Then build a pizza oven instead of a fireplace. Those get plenty hot.
Well, there you go. And you have a reason for why you have the bricks, because you had to build a pizza oven.
There we go.
But then you wouldn't need the bricks, so you wouldn't need to weigh down the body.
I know.
You could just like, you know what? This would deal with the blood problem. Mr. Johnny Verbeck, just turn him into sausage.
Right. Yeah, because his wife wanted to get a little bit of the crank in the middle of the night. Wasn't that the story?
That's not really what it was, but it's an old Boy Scout song.
I know a bit about it.
Yeah.
Just turn him into sausage. Just go sell them.
People buy weird sausages.
Or have that barbecue. Have your sausages out.
Steve sausages.
Yep.
You could even make it like a ratio, like make it like 70% Steve, 30% pork, so it'd be less noticeable.
Right.
People would still they would just think it's a bad sausage. They'd be like, this was his first attempt at making a sausage. I got to eat it so he feels good, but this really isn't great.
Or if you're lucky or unlucky, a better sausage. versus a bad sausage?
Maybe.
You never know. They can't be any worse than those plant-based sausages.
God, no.
Ugh, gross. I guess it depends on what this person's physique is like too.
That could be a big factor.
Definitely.
Depending on how you it could make it hard if this person weighs a lot.
That's definitely an issue. And even with the acid solution, fat solubility is a big issue.
Yeah, well, and then if we go to the making Steve sausages route,
there's gonna be some fatty ass sausages.
Could be fatty. They could be too lean.
If they're heavy set, I think the sausages are definitely the right option. Because in the UK and stuff, people get away with selling 80% fat sausages.
Yeah, that's fine.
You would still have the problem of butchering, but if you happen to turn on a sausage shop and had an industrial meat grinder, then that would solve itself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No one's gonna know the difference between human and pork blood.
Exactly.
Yeah. No one's even gonna bother checking.
No.
If you're a butcher. Makes perfect sense.
Great question, Noah.
Hell yeah, Noah.
Always love a horrifying topic to talk about in the middle of a podcast.
I think your boy Austin started following us on.
I feel like I've seen 8 different Austin following notifications. I don't know how many fucking accounts he has. I swear I've seen him follow us 4 different times.
Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday I saw someone named Austin start following us, and I followed him back, hoping that there would be pictures of his mom.
My friend Austin has an attractive mother. That was.
I think I heard this on one of the episodes I listened to.
Yeah, apparently Austin's mom's got it going on, but we've yet to see a picture.
I mean, I don't have any available, so.
Damn it.
I don't use Facebook, so that doesn't help. He's not really on social media, so.
Austin, send us a picture of your mom.
We'll rate your mom.
We'll rate your mom.
Make an exception to rate your dad.
And your dad. We'll
yeah,
just rate both of them.
Yeah.
And anybody else out there, for real, send us pictures of your dads, or else.
We're not going to show them. We're just going to talk about them. We're usually pretty nice.
If you want us to show them, we can, if you specify, but.
If you
don't put more work on me. I'm lazy.
I mean, I could always.
Yeah, you're going to edit the podcast?
No. I was just going to post them on
I
Twitter,
see.
on our Instagram or Twitter or something.
I see.
While we're kind of on the topic of some previous episodes, I did listen to a few episodes of the podcast the past week or two because I was kind of excited to come on, and I wanted to know if there were any recent recurring jokes or anything.
I heard you wanted to get caught up.
Yeah. I heard Mac mention that.
Shit talking.
That was fun. And I'm actually pretty glad that I listened because I caught a couple episodes where you were asking Mac some questions. And
yes.
I thought that was a really interesting segment. So if I may, I actually prepared some questions of my own.
Oh, okay.
Hell
Sick.
yeah. Wow, our guest star's got his own segment. I like this.
Yeah, so anyone who doesn't know is just asking and answering quick questions.
Correct.
And then then we discuss them.
Are you going to ask both of us?
Yeah. I was
Nice.
I just asked the table. And because, Mike's a bit old and Mac's a bit young, I thought it'd be interesting to do some kind of generational based questions. And I gave up on that idea halfway through. So some of these are some of these follow that theme, some of them don't.
Okay. All right. Let's just go for it.
All right. What's your favorite Monopoly piece?
The shoe? I don't even know the
Top
Monopoly
hat.
pieces.
I had to Google them too. Don't worry. Who's your childhood celebrity crush?
Ooh, honestly, I think it might have been Mary Hart from Entertainment Tonight.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, I know, because you're 12.
Fuck, I know I had one, but I can't think of it. I don't have an answer. I can't think of anyone.
George Clooney from the movie Batman and Robin.
Yes, of course.
Your most and least favorite school subject?
Least, I always hated algebra.
Yeah, I hated anything math, and I know we've previously discussed how I really like gym.
And I liked video, so.
Obviously.
Yes.
All right. Your favorite high school pastime?
Jerking off.
Listen, I had that private editing bay. I had a very nice, high quality computer. No one was going to stop me.
right? Oh.
Favorite musician and music genre.
Oh, I was actually gonna attempt to answer the last one.
Yeah.
Mine was video editing, so
I mean, probably just I don't know, just hanging out with my friends or whatever. Nothing specific.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So favorite musician and music genre.
Foster the People, music genre, probably funk or jazz.
Bruce Springsteen, classic rock.
Boomer answers.
You know, when I had the idea of like the generational questions, that's kind of exactly the type of answer I was expecting.
Well, it's really funny too because like his biggest album he came out with like later in his career. He was like north of 30, I think.
Okay.
Which came out the year I was born. So like realistically, like it's like the previous generation before me.
Before you.
But it falls into my old man category.
Yeah. Man, that's a tough one to answer. I think Foster the People is like usually my answer, but like I don't even know if I have a favorite band. I think Foster the People is like the band I've listened to the longest, which is why it usually comes up. And I never get tired of their music, but like I fucking love the Gorillaz, you know, Young Bay. I'm way into Fleetwood Mac as well, which Mike is also a fan of.
I do like Fleetwood Mac.
My favorite artist changes so like insanely frequently. I wrote these questions like a week ago. And I took them off my phone and put them on a sheet of paper for today, and my answer had already changed to this one.
What?
So I just really like music that I like, I guess.
Okay.
Would you rather read on a screen or on a page?
Neither.
Okay. Well, you don't like reading anything?
I despise reading.
Even like comic books or
no.
I'm going to go with screen.
Okay.
I will also go with screen.
I think you have better visual clarity, especially with me with like reading manga and graphic novels. Like I like the ability to like zoom in and look at the finer details. That's or fair. Just like not have like the paper aging and getting more difficult to look at. And like, especially with like manga, like, you know, they do those full page drawings where it spreads across both pages and you have to like open the book as wide as you can to see them. Yeah. Whereas with a screen, you can just look at it.
Yeah.
I will say I do. So I think part of like,
I do like the feeling of a book in my hand for sure. I do like the feeling of turning pages.
It is nice to do that. I don't like the feeling of like the paper in a book though.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a texture thing. I like a magazine. I like that like smooth,
the glossy.
Yeah. See, it depends for me. Like what I always hated, like back when I was a young kid and was going to church, was like the extremely thin pages they put in Bibles.
Pages, right?
That shit drives me crazy. It's like the cheapest paper possible.
I don't know. I'm a bit of an ASMR guy, and I love the sound of like and like the feeling of turning those thin pages because I don't know, it tickles my fancy.
Good.
You guys just gave each other quite a look.
Good.
And next question: what tickles your fancy?
Mike.
Oh, that was your answer. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sexual tension here. I did cut some questions that I thought might not have been too appropriate for the podcast.
Go for it. Come on.
I'll save that one for last.
Okay.
What's the best fast food to eat at midnight?
Ooh, Steak and Shake, definitely. Oh fuck, but that's not fast food. That's not really fast food.
Taco Bell. Late night, it's got to be Taco Bell.
That's also my answer, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Where I go to school, there's a Taco Bell that's open until 4 a.m. and it's a frequent visiting place.
Hell yeah.
What superpower do you want?
Fuck, we went over this in a way earlier episode.
Yeah, I want invisibility.
I want to be able to duplicate myself.
Gotcha.
Because so that I could like drop a deuce on someone who pissed me off and they wouldn't know where it was coming from.
Get away with the Chicago sunroof and like while they're in the car.
Yeah.
And so I can have sex with myself.
Gotcha. You know, classic Mac being a narcissist.
It's not gay if it's with yourself.
It's just masturbation.
It is.
Would you rather have a spa weekend or a weekend retreat or a week-long staycation at home?
Staycation, 100%.
I mean, am I doing anything when I'm at home?
You're doing whatever you want, but you're not working. That's for sure.
Or go to a spa.
Yeah, a spa or like a trip to like another country or a tourist
Oh, I didn't know that
hotspot.
was an option. I'd rather go to Japan.
But that's only for a weekend versus a week of
Dude,
alone
I stay
time.
at home all the time. Weekend in Japan, let's go.
Yeah, I'd take a weekend trip somewhere.
Gotcha. And then describe yourself with a suit of cards.
What?
Pick a suit of cards.
Like I'm a spade, and then I
Yeah.
have to explain why.
No, you don't have to explain why. I don't know.
I'm going to go with hearts because I have so much love inside of me.
Aw,
Spade.
it's crazy. We all pick different suits. I pick clubs.
Is it because you have a vagina?
It is. And with that, we'd like to remind everyone.
Get your testy insurance from stinkypeastesticleinsurance.com.
And your uterus insurance.
Oh, for sure.
You forgot about that.
Stinky V's.
The sister company.
It's kind of musky. Oh, Tim.
Okay, and then my cut question. What's your bottom dollar to suck a dick?
Oh, wow.
I think you'd have to give me like a clean mill, you know?
Damn, that's high.
I mean, for a mill, hell yeah, I'm doing that.
Ooh, but your bottom dollar.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if you're hard on cash, like maybe you're coming back into the country and the only way back home is a toll road and you really need that money. What's your bottom dollar?
I mean, how much is the toll?
I mean, this is an expensive ass bridge.
Yeah, right?
It's just like a $3 toll bridge, but you're like, I'm not going to do it for that little. Like this person's willing to pay up to your bottom dollar, but it has to be your bottom dollar from your heart.
Jesus, toll workers are rich. They're going to pay my mill.
Well, not the toll worker, the person you're sucking off.
Well, I assume they're operating the toll.
Yeah,
I prefer that narrative.
Yeah. Yeah, they're blackmailing me in some sort of way.
I figure for me, like, it's got to be able to last me a while. That's my thought process.
Okay.
Like, if I'm willing to do this, it's got to be able to, like, support me for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's like, hey, you need to suck this dick or you're going to die. Then
At which point you don't really have a bottom dollar. You've just kind of got
A bottom.
yeah.
at that point, you're the bottom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I have like a specific dollar amount.
You're willing to kind of negotiate a bit.
Yeah, it's a little negotiable. It's a very much dependent on the situation kind of situation.
Like washed or unwashed.
How much smegma we got on this bad boy?
Gross.
You need a bit more information.
Yeah.
I see.
What about you?
I'm kind of surprised by the whole million because I was going to say like $35.
Jesus.
I guess I'm easy, but
I don't want to dig in my mouth. Unless it's Nick's, I guess.
Well, yeah.
or your clones.
That doesn't count.
No.
Every guy tried to suck themselves off, right?
Right. That's just masturbation.
Right.
Just using your own equipment.
Indeed.
Using what the Lord gave you.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So Sean, when are you headed back to wherever it is that you go to?
The mysterious place that you definitely know of.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
In 2 weeks or so. I think sometime late next week.
Okay. So you're back home for your period of time.
Yeah, I'm home for now. I've got a bit of a vacation next week. No work. Just chillaxing.
Just 24-hour live streaming.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, you got that coming up, don't you, Mac?
Yeah, well, this podcast will come out after it. I kind of goofed and forgot to mention it last episode, so
Oh, nice job, motherfucker.
I'm gonna put it on our Twitter. So
When is your
This weekend.
Saturday.
weekend? Saturday morning into Sunday morning?
Mm-hmm.
8 till 8.
8 till 8. All right.
Gonna be epic as always.
Say tune in, but like Max said, it'll be over by the time this airs.
The VOD will be up on my VOD channel in a bit.
Yeah.
You know, I always upload after enough time.
And the video for the previous one might be up at some point.
Maybe.
Eventually.
Here's the thing, right? So right now I've got the last one, which was like the big Sea of Thieves one, and the one before that, like, have both not been edited and put out into videos.
I didn't even realize that the one before that hadn't come out yet.
No, so that one is fully cut down to its half hour. I just have to add in like graphics and whatever else.
Gotcha.
And like I started to do it. And like immediately I was sitting there like, because at that point I hadn't done like a gameplay video in a while. And like immediately I was like, I don't really like doing this kind of video anymore. Like just in terms of the editing, it's like so bland compared to like doing my essays, right? So I and like pretty much around that same time that I had finally started like finishing it is when I finalized my Berserk script.
Gotcha.
So I got deep into that. I got balls deep into that video and just shoved the other one to the side because I was like, I don't really want to work on this anyway.
Daddy Donovan style.
So I don't know. I was thinking about it. I don't necessarily know if I'll do the full half an hour video anymore. I like those videos, but like they're not that fun to make anymore. Considering how much harder for my editor brain the essays are. But there's still a lot of really funny shit from that. So I might just, do what, a lot of Twitch streamers do and just upload those funny clips as their own separate video on my second channel. Because lately I've just been uploading videos of my cat and she's been getting hella views.
The first one really blew up.
So did the second one. So I on my second channel, I posted some short videos, no longer than 20 seconds, of my cat being an idiot. The first video got 1.3 thousand views. The second one got 1.1 thousand views.
Slightly worse.
Internet and cat videos, man.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's, and especially like if anything with those videos, I might cut down like just the 12 hours we were playing Sea of Thieves into its own video. Because that's
a lot of content.
That was an experience, that was its own journey. It feels almost inappropriate to like put that into a 24-hour, half an hour video and have only half of it just be Sea of Thieves. Like it feels like that should be its own thing. Because that was fucking fun. We had a great time playing Sea of Thieves.
You were driving that boat around for a long time.
We were just like every other game we get sick of after enough hours. Like we were just on that shit. And the only reason we stopped playing was like,
because we decided we had to move on.
We decided we had to move on. And then it was like, well, I guess we don't want to get back into this. I feel like if we had never stopped, we would have just kept going the entire time.
Probably.
Yeah. I kept popping in and out, and you guys were playing that for a really long time.
Was it 12 and a half hours, right?
12 and a half, something like that. It was definitely like a full 12, probably some extra, but damn, it was a really good time. Those 24-hour live streams, they're a lot of fun, except for like the last 2 hours.
Those are a real gauntlet.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for this one.
It's always a good time.
I do enjoy those. I enjoy popping in, and
you oughta really engage with chat. Now that people know who you are.
Yeah,
they'll want to talk to you. You popped into chat the other day, and Scorpion was all excited.
I did. Well, that was a little bit impromptu. I happened to get a Twitch notification that you were on, and I was just like, oh shit, let me see what Mack's up to.
Forget what I was playing, but doesn't matter.
But no, like your 24-hour, I'm planning on jumping in there and just whipping myself out and just letting everyone, get to experience me.
Gonna join us for any content?
I mean, I might do Jackbox. I did that last time.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
You do have your seat now in the Captain Mack channelverse.
True that.
Cinematic universe.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
True that.
Sean, did you since you've been listening to the podcast a little bit, did you drain your balls before?
No, I actually kind of have to pee right now. Oh wait. Oh, I just convinced myself that pee is actually stored in the balls.
It is.
Exactly. So you're going to drain your balls once we're done here?
Oh, for sure. I was hoping that you guys would actually help out a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no problem. Always for a bro.
Yeah. In the sink.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
And plenty of white stuff goes down your bathroom sink.
Yeah, but that's intentional. I don't want this.
Oh, well, could I just go off your balcony then?
I can't. That's outside of my jurisdiction. I'm not going to stop you there.
Sometimes there's kids walking around down there.
I've only seen adults.
I mean, I mentioned I don't want them down there. So if he just pisses on them, maybe they'll know to avoid this building. Am I wrong?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't they live below you though?
No, I don't know where they live. I just know they come around here sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good stretch of woods back here, so they could be coming from anywhere.
Yeah, they were just screwing around out there one day. Fuckers.
Little fuckers.
Fuck kids, man.
Yeah.
All my homies hate kids. All right. I've been thinking on this awkward sexual experience thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There is only one story I can think of, and it wasn't even really awkward in terms of the experience itself. And it also sounds slightly flex-y, and it's not meant to, but this is just the only thing I could think of, honestly.
Okay.
When I was dating that really boring girl who just wanted to have sex, and
Yeah.
I ended up breaking up with her because I never told you about this. I
don't think so.
was dating a girl like right before I adopted Luna, and when I adopted Luna, I just wanted to spend time with Luna. I didn't want to spend time with her because she wasn't a great girlfriend. So I just broke up with her to hang out with Luna.
Cat ruined your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one time when she was over, and this is gonna go back to my stories about my old shitty roommate. And again, like, you know, you got to learn to pick your battles, right? Like there's certain wars you just don't fight. There's certain things you accept.
Right.
One of the things that I think you have to accept when you have a roommate is that you might at some point hear them having sex.
Correct.
That is like, for me at least, that is an expectation.
Yeah.
You know, I hear my upstairs neighbors having sex. I don't call noise complaints on them. That's reality.
Good for them.
One time when my girlfriend was over, I got a text from my roommate reminding me that we had thin walls, and I was just sitting there like, can you not? Can you just accept this?
Right. Can you even just bring this up to me tomorrow?
Yeah, at least say it the next day.
Yeah.
Right. So I was so tempted to just like send back some shitty response, like, sorry if the sound of a satisfied woman is making you uncomfortable. Because she was dating this guy who was in the UK. So
and also in love with you, right?
What?
Wasn't the guy she was dating, wasn't he like, weren't you and him pretty much dating more than...
I mean, he's a looker.
Well, no, Dave and I were friends, but Dave's a good dude. I still talk to Dave every now and then.
I don't know, man.
I talk to Dave more than she does.
Are her and Dave still together?
Huh?
Are her and Dave still together?
God, no. Yeah, that's a whole other story that I will not. I won't get into because it really paints her in a bad light. But like, but anyway, so yeah, I was just thinking about like she's probably just like. Anyway, so that's it was awkward because I was like, this girl is literally still here, and knowing her, she's going to want to have sex again. What am I going to do about this?
Right.
So that was very awkward.
Okay.
And it was like very frustrating because it was just like, come on. This is a reality. You can't do anything about this.
Did you respond to her in the moment?
No, I don't think I did. I responded later, and like I said, when it comes to her, like it got to a point where like she complained so much that it just became noise. So like I just responded, like I just like caved and was like, sorry, completely insincerely, because I was just like, I don't want to fight about this. I don't want to try to have a discussion about this. Like I can't change anything about it. She's not going to be happy. I'm just going to apologize and call it a day.
Yeah.
You know what you should have done? There's a lot.
Had sex with her louder.
Well, I mean, so thin walls, right? You know, if your beds are like both next to the wall,
right? I should have come into her room and had sex on her bed.
I was going to say you should have gone into the living room where there's the wall and then all of that airspace.
Right.
Like there's more than one wall in the way. Your problem was the thinness of the walls, wasn't it?
There you go. And if she gets up to like get a drink of water or something, be like, excuse me, you said the walls were thin. I'm doing my part. You do yours.
You're like, I was trying to keep it down for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so through what you just said, I was actually just reminded of what is probably the most awkward experience I've ever had.
Ooh.
And it was a similar situation.
Uh-huh.
I had a girl over. We had sex. My roommate came home, and like, so let's talk about the layout of my apartment. You remember my old apartment?
Yep.
I had a living room and a balcony stretched all the way from the living room to the master bedroom, and my bedroom is in between. So both rooms had like windows out into the balcony. The master bedroom had sliding glass doors that led out into the balcony.
Yes.
My roommate came home, was uncomfortable with the fact that I was having sex, and like came out into the balcony And she explained later that she was like trying to like kind of escape it. And I'm sitting here like, there's literally a window into my room. Why did you think this was a good option?
Go for a walk or something.
Oh my gosh.
So like, we're both like naked still, and
right?
Like my blinds are shut, but I can see through the gaps that she's out there, and I'm just like, what is she thinking? Oh,
I mean, if you were like an exhibitionist or something, that probably would have been great.
I was not comfortable with that. I was super like, I kind of like casually started to get dressed, and like the girl I was with like caught on and like started to get dressed as well. Although I don't know if she noticed as to why I was getting dressed. And it was just, I was just like hoping to God she wouldn't like see my dick and balls out. It's like, I don't know why you thought this was the best option.
Right.
Of all the options, like again, like take a walk or the living room, even like she would have been further away from my bed if she was across in the living room. Like, those would have been great options too.
Without a window. That's so weird.
I don't know why. Problem solving skills 0, clearly.
The irony here, I don't know if you remember this or if it was a common thing and you know, you have a couple of more times to remember it. I remember one time, it might have even been when we were doing the gingerbread video. She like got out of the shower and was just kind of hanging out in the kitchen, like
without
naked other than a towel.
Yeah.
Like,
well then, and then there was a time like you came over so we could smash.
Of course.
We were playing Smash Brothers.
Not each other.
And she like, were we playing Smash? What the fuck? Maybe not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She like came into my room. We talked about this before, Mike.
Yeah.
Like, she came into my room like just a t-shirt and like just her panties.
That was Smash, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, I'm okay with this when we're at home alone because, you know, you're my roommate. I want you to be comfortable. I'm not made uncomfortable by this. No big deal. When I have friends over, do you think this is the best time to come into my room and have a long form conversation while you're just in your underwear?
That was a long conversation, wasn't it? I remember that now.
She stayed there for a while. It wasn't she like she popped her head in. She like came in, leaned up against my wall and talked to us for a while.
It's so interesting.
It's so weird. Like, okay, so clearly she's comfortable with people seeing her half naked, but she can't stand the sound of her roommate having sex. What is this?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've told me enough about her that we don't paint her in a great light.
The worst part is like there's not a great light to paint her in. Like she was very nice at first, but like when you learn more about her, you learn that it was basically just window dressing. And it's like, I don't like talking shit on people at all.
Yeah.
But she was such a bad roommate that most of my stories involving her are bad ones.
Yeah.
You know, it's just reality.
Right on.
Anyway, I mean, I haven't said her name, so it doesn't count. You know, as far as she knows, I had another roommate that was equally as awful.
Right.
Who had the exact same 2 situations.
Yes.
Yeah, fucking Luna. Oh, shit, I wasn't supposed to say her name.
Oh, damn. Luna's gonna be pissed.
She looks so angry right now.
She'll get over it when I fuck her.